Hi everyone, and welcome to the second 120 seconds of history lecture. Tonight we're looking at gladiators, so here we go. Gladiators are most commonly associated with the Roman Empire, yeah? But did you know that they didn't begin under the Romans? They actually started as funerary rituals in the Etruscan period, which is the one that comes before the Romans. It was a rite of the funerary ritual that people would battle to the death over the grave of a wealthy Etruscan. These games became very, very popular, and as such became bigger and bigger and bigger. You get funerals then where you have 22 pairs of battling gladiators having it out, and they decided to move them away from the funeral and into a bigger arena like the marketplace, or even a bespoke area. As they become bigger, they became more and more popular with other people, and you started to get something akin to a football match going on in popularity. So people figured they could make money out of this, change them into gladiatorial combat, with condemned criminals fighting to the death, an easy way of getting rid of your rabble as well as entertaining everybody. The Romans come in around this sort of point, take it over, and it becomes a bit more of a career-driven thing. And by the time the Colosseum's built under Vespasian, it's actually quite a lucrative career to become a gladiator. Freedmen signed themselves up to do it because it was pretty good. You got 3 meals a day, access to the best healthcare Rome could offer you, a place to live, and your celebrity status was such that women would quite literally throw themselves at you. Very good place to be if you were an ancient Roman. So, good career move. The emperors loved it as well. The Emperor Commodus loved the gladiators so much he decided he wanted to be one, although if you were fighting him you probably had a blunt sword and weren't allowed to hit him. At the peak of the entertainment process, gladiators then were not fighting to the death. They were far too expensive to risk. Your condemned criminals still fight to the death, but not your gladiators. They are far, far too expensive to risk. And you can tell it was a really lucrative career for some. The most famous gladiator, Flammus, fought in the arenas for 13 years, 34 battles, 4 of which he lost, and 4 times he was offered his freedom, and he refused it. You're not going to refuse your freedom if there's a risk of you dying, you don't enjoy your career, or it's just not very much fun. So, there we go. And as I said earlier in one of my posts, who'd be the best gladiator to back? Well, you have 4 main types. Your Samnites fight with a short sword and a bigger shield, with a helmet and some greaves. Thracians have the curved sword and a tiny, tiny shield on this arm. The Murmillo might be the one that you're most familiar with. They have the helmet with the big bulging fish eyes, a massive sword, and a padded sword arm, so all the way up here. And the Rotarius, who fights with no armour whatsoever except a tiny bit of padding up here, a weighted net, and a trident. Now, he's probably the most dangerous one. A skilled Rotarius with a weighted net will generally take out any other gladiator that's around. And we have plenty of bones from gladiator burial sites that have the distinctive 3-pronged puncture marks that suggest they were taken down by a Rotarius. Even though they're not supposed to kill each other, occasionally they did. The games were extremely popular under the Roman Empire. They lasted about 600 years before the Emperor Honorius banned them in 404. And that's pretty much it for today, although I would like to point out, yes, there were indeed female gladiators, at least until the reign of Septimius Severus. He decided it was barbaric for women to fight one another and banned them from doing it. Think what you will on that one. Ask any comments, any questions that you feel like I haven't answered in the comments section below, and join me again next week for another 120-second history lecture. Don't forget to like and follow my page. Thanks very much for watching. Good night.